Welcome to Chistel.com, our YouTube channel, and that's CHISTELL.com. Again, that's C as in Charlie, H as in happy, CHISTELL.com. Welcome to our Chistel.com YouTube channel. I am your host, Denise Turney, and I'm the author of the book Love Pour Over Me, which I hope you'll go out and get a copy of if you value mystery, as I always say, because I like to let people know what's in a book that I write, because every book's not for everybody, and I want you to get what you enjoy. If you like mystery, you value mystery and whodunits, and you value relationships, a romantic relationship that takes place in the story, a relationship between friends, but the one I really spotlight, other than that soulmate relationship between Raymond Clark, a track and field star, and Brenda, his soulmate. This the relationship between Raymond and his father. His father struggles with alcoholism. He raised Raymond alone. People hate the father at the beginning of the story, but by the end of the story, I would love to know what you think about the father and Raymond and his relationship, and how that relationship, it really deeply changes both of them. I would really, really love to know. Readers start off calling the father cuss words. So I would love to see how these characters, how they evolve in their relationships, how it impacts you, especially when you consider your relationships with your parents, your friends, and maybe people that you have intimate interactions with, or intimate relationship with, one that you really value and care for. uh, I would love to see what you think when you read Love Pour Over Me. Parts of it will remind you of The Notebook, and other parts of it, again, a mystery, and just a good relationship book with a strong mystery at the heart of it. So I hope you go out and get a copy of Love Pour Over Me by me, Denise Turney. It's in print and digital format. If you want to read free excerpts, just hop over to Chistel, CHISTELL.com. Okay, enough, Denise, enough. What is today's Chisel.com YouTube session about? Come on, tell us. You kept us waiting long enough. So today's YouTube session is keep your website current. You know where I get some of these ideas? I was listening to some music and I got an idea for another Chisel.com YouTube session. And then I watched the track and field show and got another idea. So just from experiences in life. This one comes from my looking for guests for Off the Shelf, which is on Blog Talk Radio. It comes on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anyhow, I got to tell you, I cannot stress this enough. I've heard other marketers, whether it's SEO marketing, print, digital marketing. Most people, when it comes to print, I think they normally do this because they know if they don't, they're wasting their money on their print marketing. But when it comes to digital or online marketing, I think sometimes we tend to forget. I'm going to tell you one thing I look for to see if a site is current. And I would encourage you, if you don't do it except at January of each year, I would encourage you. They have software that you can make a change. Just say you have 100 pages at your website. You can make a change in one location and update this same content on every page of your website. So you're not manually doing this. One thing I look for to see if a website is current, and sometimes I'm like, you know what, I'm not even going to reach out to them because I don't think their site is current. The date on your copyright. So you put your copyright date. Generally, what I'll do, and I've seen other people do it, the date that you start your website. So let's say it was 2005 or 1995 or whenever. Dash and the current year. So if I see 2008, I'm thinking, oh, it's 2016. They haven't updated this site in 8 years. But they may have. There are a lot of websites out there that haven't been updated. A lot of websites that have lost their SSL name certificate. And so it's out there for sale. So keep your, another point, keep your SSL name certificate, your SSL server certificates up to date. And also make sure the copyright date is current on your website. That's one thing. If you are an author, make sure your latest book titles are out there. If you haven't written a book in 10 years, fine. So you keep your latest book and any other books you've written. But if you've written a book in a year or two, put it on your website. Do something to update it. If it's your bio, if it's your interviews that you've got coming up. So somebody can see this website is current. Somebody hasn't abandoned it. They actually still value it. And I can tell they value it because they keep it current. Okay, so I cannot tell you how important that is because you don't know who's coming to your website. You don't know. You don't know. And you don't know why they're coming to your website. So here's some things. Someone may want to interview you about a book you wrote 4 or 5 or more years ago. Because if you wrote, great books to me are timeless. I mean, if you could sit down and interview William Shakespeare, we talking about 400 years ago, his books or his plays, would you not do it? These stories are timeless. So you might have written and published a book years ago. Somebody might be online looking for a guest, looking for somebody to interview in a magazine, looking for somebody to interview at their website, their blog, on the radio show, television, and the topic that you wrote is just fits into what they're looking for. And they go to your website, copyright 2002. They're like, nah. I go to somebody who cares about their work, who cares enough about their website to keep it current. Also, a literary site or a literary owner where they spotlight loads of books. Think of Goodreads. Think of was it the Red Room was a literary site. Think of these types of sites. They might want to add your website or spotlight your books or you as an author on their pages because they need content. They need content to pull people in, and they might consider you. They see your website hasn't been updated in 2, 3 or more years. They pass you by. You never even knew they were considering you. So keep your website current. Another writer might want to partner with you on a book, a stage play, or another creative or business enterprise or business person. When people see that your data is current, the same thing for writers' portfolios, they tell you to keep it current. Keep your latest works up there, your samples, keep it current. Because if somebody thinks you don't even keep your website up to date, then they might go by and you won't even know they were considering you. So keep your copyright and your content, your news, your media info. Keep this current. Even if you haven't published a book in a while. I cannot stress that to you enough. I really can't because I do interviews and that's something that I look for. Keep your information current and at the very least, your copyright. Come on, that's easy. You can do that. And again, I encourage you to continue to write. I hope you come back here to chisel.com YouTube where I'll continue to share tips, advice, upcoming conferences, festivals, book events, ways to market your books, ways to take advantage of interviews, SEO, online and print content, things I've learned over 20 more years at this. So remember, you're amazing, you're awesome. Please listen to Off the Shelf Book Talk Radio at Blog Talk Radio Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And please get a copy of Love Pour Over Me by Denise Turney. See you next week at our Chisel.com YouTube channel for another great literary session. Bye for now.